So today we got an upgraded panhard bar, which is for the rear suspension. We are going to pull the old sway bars. We're going to pull the tranny because it needs a clutch, most likely. I mean, who knows if it's been done. The last guy we got it from rotted it. Pretty sure it needs a clutch.
Well, you were thinking also that like there's something going on with the pilot bearing or the main shaft or something's going on. It's clattering and rattling. You can kind of hear some weird noise if you push in the clutch. Also, the clutch cable is very stiff and it doesn't engage until it's almost to the floor. So we're going to look at that and pull the tranny. It's going to be a little bit of a messy day. That thing was kind of kept out by a field or something. It's like black underneath the car. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. It sat outside for a year at least. We'll find out how easy these are to work on. I've heard they're easy from some old timers. So we're going to do inspection, pull the tranny, go through everything. Mostly just disassembling today. Yeah, we're going to upgrade in the future, so we want to pull all this stuff out now. I'm not driving the car daily right now. It's just sitting, so it's going to be up in the lift. We got lift access for my friend, and it's going to be awesome to just get as much as we can done today. Check it out.
Hey fishies.
So basically, I popped the cap off with a flathead, pulled the knob off, removed the boot, got in here, found this bracket, so this bolts on top and holds this bushing and rubber gasket in. I think there's a plate missing though, because this is literally holding nothing. So now that that's all out of the way, we can just drop the tranny out the bottom. That's the best shifter I've ever seen. Look at that.
Yeah, if you don't like knowing what gear you're grabbing. With the car now up in the air, we will remove the rear half of the drive shaft from the differential. Next will be the carrier bearing mounting bracket.
Right now I'm going to take this cross member loose. We're going to get the tranny jack in here, drop it down a little, and then we'll be able to access the bell housing from the top.
Okay. Is this technically the transmission mount?
Yeah.
Right here? Okay.
It's a cross member tranny mount all in one. So I'm going to finish getting this shaft out. Those are 19s. There's 3 of them that hold it on, then there's 3 more that hold the dampener to the tranny. That one's going to stay in place.
Don't forget to use a transmission jack. The consequences could be severe, and you could end up splitting your melon. With the transmission jack in place, we will now remove the transmission mount, followed by all of the bell housing hardware.
So if you're doing any tranny, this is what you need.
Look at them wobbles.
Dude, an extendy wobble and the socket wobble. It's an actual wobbly rather than a wobbly and a socket.
You've got just about 90 degrees of wobble there.
I was like this on that thing.
Now that the transmission mount and all bell housing hardware has been removed, we will need to remove an Allen head stud as well as the pin that is holding the shifter itself. The transmission is not removable without first taking apart the shifter.
This is a Volvo 5-speed. It's the M47. Basically, it's the 4-speed with an overdrive. I believe that's this section here. I got bushings for this bracket These become bronze, so this is more rigid because this kind of has play. I got bushings for this, where the shifter is, and then I'm gonna get a seal kit through Volvo. So do that, the seals in the front and the rear, and the rear main, and a clutch, and then it'll be good to go.
When removing these parts from a barn-kept vehicle, it is the owner's duty to clean his dirty girl's underpants.
Someone's been in here before. I got Alan, but these look fairly new. And we noticed that the pilot bearing in here, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just floating around in there. This thing weighs 32 pounds, and you can tell by the thickness of that flywheel.
That's the rumor anyway. The lightweight one is 14 pounds less. So factory, I'm sure it's an Allen. They're kind of sloppy Joe from the last guy that worked on it, but it's a 6. Those weren't even tight. When I do the new clutch, I'll probably get all new Allens or Torques and use Loctite because these basically fell out.
Yeah, replace them with some nice Stainlens. Stainlens?
Stainlens ones. Let's get some Stainlens ones.
It's Stainlens.
Super goofy. This wasn't even pressed in. There's no snap ring in there.
Yeah.
The snap ring's gone.
Someone's been in here and they didn't do anything right. There it goes. Got it?
That's a 32-pound fly.
That's for rolling torque. You know, that's for like you shift the gear and the car will slow down. You're in the next gear.
We're gonna take the old dumpy thin sway bar out and I'm gonna upgrade it down the road. So I'm just gonna take it out now while I've got it in the air.
To remove the front sway bar, you will start by removing the end links, which are located on the left and right control arms. Next, the mounting brackets, which are bolted directly to the chassis. Tip: an easy way to keep track of your nuts and bolts is to thread them into their original location. A perfect example why a transmission mount will help hold whatever it is you're trying to dismantle.
I'm gonna take this off and then lay it next to the new one and set the new one's length to match this using the bolts. I'll show you how to do that. So let's yank it out. Go. No bushing left. Like there's hollow spots on the ends. So basically, what you do, stick this through the old one, stick this through the new one, until everything lines up. Right there.
With the panhard bar adjusted to its proper length, we will then apply some lithium sludge to its mounting points. Finally, we will stow away all of our extra nuts and bolts into a Ziploc bag that clearly won't hold anything.
I guess that's it for today on the Volvo. Next time we will have lots of fun.